It certainly appears that Caitlin-Clark is pleased with the modifications made by the Indiana Fever to their roster during free agency. In addition to retaining their co-leading scorer Kelsey Mitchell, the Fever has secured WNBA veterans and multiple-time champions such as Sydney Colson, Natasha Howard, and DeWanna Bonner. Moreover, Indiana has acquired Jaylen Brown and defensive standout Brianna Turner, and executed a trade for dependable shooter and guard Sophie Cunningham to enhance the depth of their roster. While the Fever lost Nalissa Smith, Katie Lou Samuelson, Erica Wheeler, and Grace Berger in the process, it is undeniable that they have substantially enhanced their roster. In fact, following these significant acquisitions, Bleacher Report ranked the team at number 4 in its preseason power rankings. Following the Fever's display of their free agency and off-season activities on Saturday, Clark shared the edited image of her teammates accompanied by several fire emojis. Although Clark did not include any text, it is evident that she is enthusiastic about the franchise. During the previous season, the Fever reached the playoffs for the first time since 2016, concluding with a 20-20 record. However, they were defeated by the Connecticut Sun in the opening round, revealing their lack of experience and defensive shortcomings. Conclusively, Indiana has addressed these concerns during the offseason with their new signings while maintaining the core of Caitlin-Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell. Therefore, it is not surprising that Clark is optimistic about the prospects for the team. Caitlin-Clark was not the sole prominent basketball figure to decline an offer from Unrivaled, as Sophie Cunningham also had her reasons for rejecting their proposal. The Indiana Fever have made considerable progress in the WNBA power rankings following a transformative offseason that has introduced key players. With Caitlin-Clark's emergence, in conjunction with established stars like Kelsey Mitchell, the team is creating significant excitement as they gear up for the forthcoming season. Analysts are eager to observe how this revamped roster will compete against the league's top teams. Clark's inclusion has proven to be a pivotal factor for the franchise. Recognized for her scoring prowess and playmaking capabilities, she possesses the potential to greatly enhance the team's offensive output. Her collaboration with Mitchell forms a formidable backcourt, adept at exerting pressure on opposing defenses and creating numerous scoring chances. In addition to Clark, Indiana has also reinforced their lineup with veterans such as DeWanna Bonner and Sophie Cunningham. These acquisitions not only bring experience, but also the necessary versatility to adapt to diverse game scenarios. The blend of youthful talent and veteran leadership positions the team as a serious challenger within the league. Despite the enthusiasm surrounding their newly established roster, the team must also prioritize enhancing their defensive skills. During the previous season, they encountered challenges on the defensive end, concluding the campaign near the lowest tier of the league in defensive rating. Should they improve their defensive abilities while preserving their offensive effectiveness, they will be well-positioned to attain a playoff berth. Caitlin-Clark was not the sole prominent figure in basketball to dismiss Unrivaled, as Sophie Cunningham elucidated her rationale for declining the offer. The inaugural season of the 3x3 Women's League has captivated fans significantly. President Alex Bazell, in collaboration with co-founders Brianna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, was understandably eager to recruit WNBA Rookie of the Year Clark. Nevertheless, the Indiana Fever star opted to decline their purported $1 million proposal, favoring a break during the offseason to pursue other interests such as golf. Cunningham, who is now Clark's teammate on the Fever, also declined the opportunity to participate. She discussed her decision on Sports and Shenanigans, alongside Jillian, disclosing that her role as an analyst for the NBA's Phoenix Suns is more financially rewarding and has afforded her the necessary time to rehabilitate a shoulder injury sustained during the 2024 season. When asked about the possibility of joining Unrivaled in the future, Cunningham responded, via the Mirror US, "Yes, 1,000%. I think that the more exposure there is, the more individuals become aware and invested in the players participating in the leagues, which subsequently cultivates a following and fosters interest in our activities. I was indeed approached to participate, I respectfully declined as I committed to broadcasting for the Suns, and financially, I'm currently earning more in broadcasting than in that endeavor. Unrivaled has been exceptional. I foresee myself being a participant in the next few years, and I am enthusiastic about that prospect. However, I am content with my current engagements. I need to ensure proper recovery, but the girls are performing admirably and sustaining the team. Unrivaled guaranteed each player a minimum salary of $200,000, surpassing the compensation Cunningham received from the Phoenix Mercury last year before she joined the Fever the previous month. However, she asserts that her agreement with the Suns exceeds both those amounts. Both Cunningham and Clark will likely resume discussions with Bazell and his associates later this year. He has publicly declared that the opportunity will always be available, asserting to the Ringer WNBA podcast in November. I have previously stated that Caitlin will always have a place in our league, and that remains true. We consistently strive to be a home for the elite talent. She is a first-team All-W. We engaged in our negotiations, and naturally, she required time this offseason, which we acknowledge. We look forward to her returning next year, as she will not participate this season. Caitlin-Clark has utilized her offseason to balance personal pursuits while closely observing the Indiana Fever's initiatives to enhance their roster. Whether it involved refining her golf skills, supporting her boyfriend Connor McCaffrey and the Butler Bulldogs, or returning to Des Moines to cheer for her Iowa Hawkeyes, Clark maximized her time away from competitive play. Nonetheless, her primary concern remained focused on how the Fever would strategize around her, Aliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell, to establish the franchise as a formidable WNBA competitor. As the team executed several pivotal signings and trades, Clark engaged with her followers on social media, expressing her enthusiasm with a series of fire emojis to celebrate the Fever's notable off-season accomplishments, a game-changing off-season for the Indiana Fever. The Fever acted promptly to enhance their roster. They ensured Kelsey Mitchell's return through a one-year contract and made significant moves via trades and free agency. In a three-team transaction involving the Phoenix Mercury and Dallas Wings, Indiana acquired Jaylen Brown and Sophie Cunningham, two players anticipated to make an immediate impact. Free agency brought even more considerable moves, as DeWanna Bonner and Natasha Howard joined the team, bringing with them championship experience and seasoned leadership. The Fever further reinforced their lineup by signing Sydney Colson and Brianna Turner, establishing a well-rounded team for the upcoming season. These acquisitions have profoundly altered projections for the team. What was previously a youthful, promising lineup has now transformed into a legitimate title contender. Even Minnesota Lynx star Courtney Williams recognized this shift, describing the Fever as a team that would be daunting to face given the influx of talent. Last season, Indiana concluded with a 20-20 record, securing the sixth seed in the playoffs before being eliminated by the Connecticut Sun in the first round. While Clark demonstrated her capability to compete at the highest level, the expectations for the upcoming season have significantly increased. With an enhanced roster, the Fever have transitioned from being mere playoff contenders to active participants in the championship dialogue. Despite Clark's remarkable rookie season, there remained a narrative suggesting that WNBA veterans harbored disapproval towards her. Some commentators posited that established players felt resentment towards Clark's presence in the league, leading to a sense of underlying tension. However, Seattle Storm veteran Lexi Brown recently refuted this claim. During an appearance on the Full Circle podcast on February 8th, Brown highlighted that the very players rumored to disfavor Clark, such as Bonner, Howard, and Cunningham, actively chose to join the Fever during the offseason. I believe all the speculation from last year, while it will undoubtedly persist, has been counteracted by the addition of numerous veterans who were supposedly disdainful of rookies, yet all opted to play alongside her, Brown stated. They were not harboring negativity. She further articulated that although players may have experienced frustration from the necessity of consistently guarding Clark, they recognized the significance of competing alongside a player of such extraordinary talent. They were annoyed that we had to pursue her constantly. However, if the chance arises to play alongside someone like that, you would seize it. With the Fever's restructured lineup and Clark leading the team, Indiana has established itself as a legitimate WNBA contender as the new season approaches.